and his cabinet. So you have to make the tough decisions. And if indeed it is repeated in youth, sports, and culture, then another decision must be made.
Yes. We have this culture in this country where, and it's all across leadership in this country where, you're not supposed to say nothing about leadership. Only leadership's supposed to discipline leadership, or only leadership's supposed to have something to say about leadership. I think we ought to move past that if we're going to have accountable leadership in our country. And to see today that it's not just Mandel's opinion or Troy's opinion, but you got the people who calling in saying that, hey, look here, man, y'all ain't saying enough. I wish I could have said some of the stuff some of the callers them say, but I ain't gonna go that far. The reality of it is, hey, checkmate.
Yeah, I think
enough is enough.
I think there's a process when you talk about leadership in terms of correcting them. Obviously, you must be diplomatic in your approach. But if you have a challenge with the person that leads you, you must be able to go to that person and have that conversation personally. Now, if you find that they're not receiving you, then you take it to the next level and get that person's boss to hear your plight and your challenges, because now you've given that person an opportunity to correct the behaviors. If they don't do that, then you take it and you continue to escalate. And then when you see that you've exhausted all avenues, then by all means you have every right, because you've given the person the opportunity to change.
Apparently they were screaming loud for many months, and their screams went unheeded. And so, but it was being heated,
But yeah,
right. Obviously, reshuffled.
And you know what is interesting too, as Glenn Royce put the spiritual connotation of how you deal with leadership that needs to be rebuked. I think many times, and I'm hoping that Minister Roll is listening to the show today.
Yeah.
I hope that she had learned from what people have said that she would not go to the Ministry of Youth and do the same thing, because as they indicated, in 6 months the minister or the Prime Minister might need to go ahead and change it again. Every minister serves at his discretion, and he has a right to change at any time. But it is up to the minister that when they are given that responsibility and that privilege to lead the people, that they can do so with the level of humility and servant leadership to be able to make sure that people don't call the station like they're doing today.
Yeah.
And not only that, this person, Minister Lanisha, who I've worked with on many occasions, I have said to her many times, you are not going to last long in politics as long as you carry this attitude. You must humble yourself. You must pull that attitude down and make sure
that was on the show that you expressed that, huh?
Yes, at some point I told her, you're going to have to pull that in. You're going to have to humble yourself in order to be able to deal with people, be collaborative, and be effective as a leader.
Hi, Annette. Are you still holding? Is Annette still there? Okay. Annette, are you still there?
Yes, darling.
Hi, Annette. You have 1 minute.
Okay. Short talk. I only want to say a couple of words. Thank God. God answered the poor people. Thank God. God answered the poor people prayers. That old lady is moved. Plenty crying. They don't have nothing. She took away their cards, and they are hungry. They are hungry. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Wow, Annette, thank you for holding, and thank you for expressing your thoughts today with us. Everybody, 10 seconds each to a wrap up. I know it's 1 minute remaining.
Yes, I'm happy that the Prime Minister took this opportunity to reshuffle or reassign his cabinet, and I think it will go well for this country. We will be looking out at Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture.
I want to say to this administration and to the former Minister of Social Service that open rebuke is better than secret love.
And I think what is important in leadership is that before people come to leadership, they need to have some level of a training. That what needs to happen so that we don't have this kind of thing happen.
Good afternoon, Bahamas. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you all so much, very, very much. All of the Hot Topics panel here, you guys are incredible. Margaret, Elizabeth, and thank you for participating today. Social media audience, sorry I wasn't able to get to your comments. Thank you. Tomorrow we have an incredible show. I'll get to more of your comments, and thank all of you for tuning in today. Stay exactly where you are. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
The views and opinions expressed on this show or program are not a reflection of the Bahamas Radio Network and, as an extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Yeah, we got it. Discuss your breakthroughs, national issues. This show will take you there, yeah. Taking it step by step, living your best life yet. Getting stronger and living longer. Let's figure out the questions for ya. I need a little conversation. You need a little conversation. When you need a little inspiration, tune into the conversation.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, some changes in the cabinet of the government of the Bahamas. We've got the latest. Transport officials giving more details of that boating tragedy in Exuma. And several young men arraigned in court for 7 recent murders.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Some changes in the government of the Bahamas just 1 year into their term in office. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. The Cabinet Office confirmed today that the Prime Minister advised Her Excellency the Governor General to reallocate the portfolios of Ministers Renwood Wells, Frankie Campbell, Michael Pintard, and Lanisha Roll. We'll have that story coming up at 7. Those cabinet changes will be the first major adjustments in the Free National Movement government since it took office on May 10, 2017. The 18-member team is expected to see a broad transfer of duties which will affect other parts of the government.
I'll be transferring individuals, and the Cabinet Office will release a statement this evening. There'll be quite a number of Cabinet Ministers who would be relocated to other ministries, and quite a number of permanent secretaries who would be relocated to other ministries.
Now, while the Prime Minister is not referring to the ministerial postings as a reshuffle, he explains the reasoning behind the changes.
I have not lost faith in any cabinet minister. I think they've done very well, and I'm certain that they would carry that skill to whichever ministry they move to. My cabinet ministers have performed exceptionally well, and I'm sure they will continue to perform exceptionally well.
Transport officials giving the media more information on that boating accident in Exuma that killed one American woman and injured several others while on a guided tour by Four Seas Adventure owned by Clayton Smith. While offering condolences to the family of the victim, Minister of Transport, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, revealed that an intense investigation has been launched into the incident and that the company Four Seas Adventure would have to cease and desist their operations to ensure that it does not impede with the police investigations. He later gave a full account of what happened last week Saturday.
Reports received by the Port Department, there was an explosion on board a vessel carrying 12 persons, including 10 American nationals and 2 Bahamians, on a tour en route from Smith Creek, Stewart Manor. The tour was to cover 3 keys, including the key featuring the popular Swimming Pigs attraction. The vessel exploded less than 1 mile from Smith's Creek. Subsequent to the explosion, 1 American female was pronounced dead, and 6 persons were airlifted by ambulance to New Providence.
Minister Campbell says the inspection regime has been finalized, ensuring that all commercial vessels are maintained and operated at standards. He later talked about the process for inspecting vessels that are home-built, like the boat involved in the Exuma accident.
I know that those home-built boats have been around for some time. I worked in Exuma in the early 90s as a police officer, and from back then, the Smith family have been involved in building boats. To my knowledge and recollection, this is the first accident of this kind. I don't want to speculate that the accident is a result of the fact that the boat was home-built.
A major move taken to help reduce unemployment. The Department of Labor, which has attracted thousands of job seekers, now has a center up and running to better connect those individuals with jobs. Officials see it as modern and innovative in addressing one of the most critical situations facing this country. The one-stop shop is being viewed as a revolutionary move in linking job seekers and employers as the country grapples with unemployment. Officially opening the center at the Department of Labor, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis applauded the initiative and its potential.
I am very pleased that the Ministry of Labor through the Department of Labor, is able to provide such a cutting-edge service to the Bahamian people. I encourage the business community to utilize this valuable service as they seek to fill positions in their respective enterprises. I encourage Bahamians to register with the Department of Labor's Skills Data Bank. The dedicated goal of the Public Employment Services Unit and the One-Stop Service Center is to find jobs for each and every Bahamian.
The Minister of Labor explained how this department will operate and the impact it will have on job seekers across this country.
The use of modern-day technology will be able to connect employers with job seekers instantly. I strongly believe that this launch here today is a testimony to our government's commitment to assisting Bahamians to find jobs and hence better their lives. Job creation continues to be the #1 priority of the minister-led government, and we are committed more than ever to reducing unemployment and to achieving our employment goals.
The new value-added tax rate of 12% came into effect yesterday, July 1st, and tonight, Bahamians react to its implementation now that the proposal is a reality. Keishla Adderley reports.
The wheels of commerce continue to turn at the country's inter-island docking hub of Potter's Key. Found East Street Central Food Store employee Marcus Storr crunching the numbers as he saw off a shipment to the Berry Islands on day 2 of the VAT hike to 12%.
People need to eat. Don't care how you look at it. Yeah, I mean, they need to eat, and so they're gonna get what they need to get. I think basically what is gonna happen, they're gonna get what they really need than to get anything, extra. So life gotta go on, baby.
Elsewhere, Bahamians still expressed mixed reactions to the increase, resisting, accepting, or adjusting to the change the government reasoned was necessary to offset debt and balance the budget.
With VAT, if that is what the country needs, but I will also say at this time, I don't think that it's feasible to go that extremely high.
I have to cut back on my spending. That's for sure. I can't get the same things I used to be able to get.
Me having 3 kids right now is a strain. We're being taxed and we're not seeing anything back in return, okay, to help us through the year. So y'all should think about that.
But the impact depends on who you ask.
As a business, I benefit that I can always write off my VAT. I can claim back against it. But as a consumer, I recognize that there's an additional cost, so that's less spending money. So for me, I have mixed feelings about VAT.
Maybe for consumers, but for us, no. Okay. But for the regular spending, for me, it's not much different. Really, the 5% is small.
It's early days yet to feel the real impact, but this woman has chosen not to be led by either argument.
I was in the food store. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bahama Islands. Only so much you could buy in a day. I had to ask the people, is a storm traveling? Because if you buy all this food today, in the next 3 weeks, all of that food is gone, you're still going to end up paying the 12%. The government feel as if they know what they're doing, well, so be it. I know where all of my help comes from, and I will say this loud and clear. Bahama Islands, look into the hills, where comes your help? Your help comes from the maker of heaven and earth.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Still to come, find out why these young men appeared in court today. That story and more when First at 6 comes right back.
Want to pay less? Or want to save more? Do both. Just bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. With a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank, you'll enjoy one easy monthly payment, plus the chance to win $5,000. So move your loans from other banks to Commonwealth Bank and get ready to pay less and save more.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanchon to his prom.
KFC got the big meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Made fresh every day?
What I say, what you think? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
Now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
The annual Caribbean Heads of Government meeting being held in Jamaica this week. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis leaves the capital tomorrow. Altavis Munnings is in Jamaica and has this preview.
The Hyatt Zilara Resort in Montego Bay, Jamaica is where the Bahamas Advanced Delegation will be staying as we cover the annual CARICOM Heads of Government meeting that will be held this week at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis is expected to arrive here in Montego Bay early Tuesday morning. He will be leading a delegation of senior government officials. Now, CARICOM heads have several issues that they want to discuss here in Montego Bay this week. Most importantly, one of those is marijuana. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honorable Andrew Holness, raised that concern during last year's CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in Grenada, and he's expected to address the matter this week in Jamaica. Stay tuned to the National Report at 7 o'clock, where we'll have a more detailed itinerary for you of what the Prime Minister will be doing here at Montego Bay, Jamaica this week. Reporting from the Hyatt Zilara Hotel in Montego Bay with my colleague Philip Marsh, I'm Altavis Munnings, ZNS Network News for First at 6.
Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a woman found dead this morning. She has been identified as 25-year-old Korea Erica Musgrove of Watling Street, Coconut Grove. Musgrove's body was found off Cowpen Road on Sunday evening. Police were alerted to the discovery. Press Liaison Officer Superintendent Shanta Knowles on the preliminary findings.
Shortly after 6 p.m., we received information that the body of a female was found in a farm on Cowpen Road just east of the Bonefish Pond. Officers responded to this location and confirmed that information. We were able to speak with a farm laborer who told us that he was cleaning this farm when he came across the body of a woman.
According to police, the discovery came hours after a shooting incident that left one man hospitalized and a woman missing. Reports are that shortly before 10 o'clock Saturday night, a woman and a man were in a car outside a home on Peach Street in Pastel Gardens when a man who was sitting in the rear of the vehicle took out a firearm and shot the female and the male. The injured male escaped and sought help while the suspect drove off in the car with the female inside the vehicle. Police are working to identify the victim found and invite family members to the Rand lab to identify her body. Police have wasted no time in charging Kevin Cambridge and Julian Stewart in connection with the rape of two tourists a few days ago. Court papers show that between June 27th and 28th, Cambridge and Stewart allegedly raped two female visitors aged 15 and 17 in Harbor Island. They were not required to enter a plea to the charge. Bail was denied and they were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. They returned to court in September for service of voluntary bill of indictment papers. A number of young men arraigned before the magistrate's court today in connection with 7 recent homicide investigations. Fern Carey reports.
25-year-old Mackenzie Sealer and 24-year-old Jerome Tinville are accused of killing brothers Malik and Delano Cartwright back on June 9.
The siblings were gunned down inside a barber shop on Jerome Avenue. Police are also holding the duo responsible for the death of clothing store employee Anthony Thompson, which occurred on June 17th at Faith Avenue South. Thompson was fatally shot after a struggle ensued between him and an armed gunman. Court still wasn't finished, charging Sealer and Sinville with the murder and armed robbery of Robert Smith Jr. back on May 24th. Police say 2 men broke into Smith's home and shot him before running away. Smith was taken to hospital where he later died. Sinville was also charged separately with possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Also facing a murder charge, 30-year-old Matthew No. He's accused of killing security guard Errol Williams. Williams was shot in his car during the early morning hours at A. of Adderley High School back on June 12th. Meanwhile, Mackenzie Sealer and Philano Meadows were formally charged with killing Anthony Bryce on June 11th at Step Street, Fox Hill. And Christian Meadows and Philano Williams were arraigned for the murder of Donovan Hanna. Bail was denied for all defendants and they were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. All of their cases have been adjourned. Fern Keary, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Fern. A group of young people started their first day in a new career this morning, one they say they are eager to begin. Officials also say expectations for the group who embarked on a 4-month training exercise. Cleopatra Murphy reports.
60 eager training correctional officers lined up on the Fox Hill compound of the Bahamas Department of Corrections Monday morning to begin their first day of training for what can be a challenging job. Among that number, 11 females. Principal Officer Gregory Williams says coming into the new environment, the challenges can be great and recruits must adapt.
At the present time, we have a gang situation. So you have to be mindful that you have to always be vigilant, always be thinking, always be on your toes, because eventually you're going to see people that you left on the street. They could be your brother, your sister, your daddy, your cousin, but you have to be mindful that they're still humans, and we are now going into a system where we are corrections, moving away from punitive, so you have to treat people the way that you would want to be treated.
While there are currently nearly 1,000 correctional officers, he says recruiting is a necessity due to attrition.
People like me will eventually fade out. So you have to remember that new faces will come into the system and they'll take over and replace me.
24-year-old Precious McKenzie and Kimberly Wilson were among the few female recruits in the already male-dominated field, but they say they will not allow that to hamper their career choice.
Always wanted to have a career that would benefit me helping my country, and the prison was one of the choices for me. Top choice.
No concerns being one, because men always outweigh the females by far, so no concerns.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Senators met briefly today for the first reading and tabling of the Anti-terrorism Bill 2018. The bill seeks to strengthen the Bahamas' capacity to suppress and detect terrorist acts. It also provides for comprehensive measures to be taken to prevent the resources and financial services of the Bahamas from being used to commit or finance terrorist acts. Now, members of the upper chamber are expected to begin debate on the Anti-terrorism Bill 2018 when the Senate resumes on Wednesday, July 4th.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
James Aubrey. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
I'm going to Abaco.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the Family Islands today.
If you've lost your visa, call the law office of Donat Russell Love PL. My full-service immigration firm can help you if you've been denied a visa due to deportation or removal, prior conviction or arrest while in the U.S., working without work authorization, or visa overstay. I may be able to help you get your visa privileges restored. Call my office today at 954-449-1833 or visit us at drusselllove.com.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our under-16 water polo team making a big splash at the CC Can Championships. The boys defeated Costa Rica 10-4 to advance to the gold medal match against Puerto Rico. Meantime, at the swimming championships, the Bahamas picking up 4 gold medals last night. Nigel Forbes touched the wall in 27.23 to win the 11-12 boys 50-meter butterfly. Lamar Taylor, a busy night. He stopped the clock in 26.18 to win the 13-14 boys butterfly and was second in the 100 back in 101.81. Kiana Moss took the gold in the 11-12 girls 100 back in 110.11, while our 13-14 boys 400 freestyle relay team, they were victorious in 346.09. The Bahamas also won another silver and 4 more bronze medals. That silver came from Victoria Russell in the 15-17 girls 50 butterfly. As for the bronze medals, they came from Marvin Johnson in the 11-12 boys 200 free, Ramel Ferguson in the 13-14 boys 50 butterfly, Ariel Weish in the 18 over girls 50 fly, and Devontae Carey in the 15-17 boys 100 backstroke. Our ladies national volleyball team in Suriname for the Kazova Championships, they finished up round robin play 1 and 2, beating Barbados while losing to Trinidad and Tobago and the host. The 2-4-2 will now close out competition against Barbados one more time with the bronze medal on the line. Our men's national basketball team closing out the first round of FIBA World Cup qualifiers tonight in Santo Domingo against the Dominican Republic. Former Western Kentucky center Dwight Colby has been selected to the initial roster for the New Orleans Pelicans Summer League team, meaning he will not suit up. The Bahamas also without the services of point guard Lou Rawls Tum Tum Nairn, who had to return to the U.S. for some prior commitments, and also L.J. Rose, who is out with an injury. The Bahamas enters at 0-5 and has been eliminated from moving on to the next round of qualifiers. From the WNBA, Jonquel Jones and the Connecticut Sun back on the court yesterday, losing 80-74 to the Seattle Storm. Jones finishing up with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. At 9-7 on the season, Jones and the Sun, they remain on the road and play in LA on Tuesday against the Sparks. The Kevin KJ Johnson Summer Basketball Camp off and running at the C.I. Gibson Gym. These kids are enjoying themselves and learning a lot at the same time.
I like doing the workouts, and it's helping me to get better at basketball because I want to make it to the NBA. And if I make it to the NBA, I'm going to talk all about this Kevin Johnson camp, how it made me succeed. It helps me learn the fundamentals of basketball so I can get a scholarship for college. I just like how they help us do drills, and so we could go off to be a better player.
Coach Carl Rogers looking to add more players to our under-19 youth rugby team. As it stands right now, the team is made up mostly of high school players from Doris Johnson.
That's the biggest problem here. There's not enough other schools playing at the moment, but I'm sure that's going to change soon now that there's scholarships available for colleges and all that sort of stuff. Rugby's really taken off in the US, and we're so close to it, so we've had quite a few college teams come down to play, and the more experienced youth players have played against them as well, so that's pretty impressive.
From the minor league baseball diamond yesterday, Chavez Young went 1 for 4, a run scored as Lansing doubled up Great Lakes 8-4. Lucius Fox 1 for 5, an RBI and a run scored, stealing his 17th base in the season. Charlotte winning 6-3 over Tampa. Anthony Seymour 1 for 3, a run scored, helping Jupiter to a 4-1 win over Palm Beach. Meantime, Jasrado Chisholm 1 for 4, an RBI, and Kane County's 3-2 loss to Quad Cities. Over in the Arizona League, Christian Robinson was 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, helping the Diamondbacks to an 8-4 win over the Athletics. As for Trent DeVoe, he was 1 for 4, a run scored, the Angels losing to the Giants, a final there of 4-2. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Together, we laugh more, we discover more, we dream more. Together, we connect more, we cheer more. Grab life by the bundle and fuel your passion for your favorite things. Enhance your entertainment experience with Flow Evo, internet and home phone in one simple package. The hotter the bundle, the more you get. Grab life by the bundle with BTC.
You know I'm counting on it. Stay with me, let it keep on coming. You and I need to hold on to it. Yeah, as the world is in a constant motion. Stay with me through the strange emotion. You and I, we will make it through.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, the tropics remain quiet, still have a strong upper level sharing taking place, and that's keeping a lid on their development, and that is always very good news. On the home front, we have a mid-level trough right across the northwest Bahamas, and that will fire pockets of showers and thunderstorms throughout parts of the northwest and central Bahamas tonight and tomorrow. As a matter of fact, extending right into Thursday with that low spinning out there in the Atlantic, that trailing trough, as you can see, right across our area. Outside of our studios, though, we have a bit of cloud and sunshine, temperature 84 degrees, the relative humidity at 69%. The winds are out of the north at 8 miles per hour, your barometric pressure 1,015.0 millibars. That's 29.97 inches, and it is falling. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil. And that's a look at news here in the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't go anywhere. News from the north is up next.
Shoppers weighing in on the new rate of 12%. Festivities in the West in honor of the country's 45th anniversary of independence. And a Bahamian writer and producer bringing his first film to the big screen.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news, some changes taking place in the Cabinet of the Bahamas. The Cabinet Office announcing this afternoon the rotation of 4 cabinet ministers. The Honorable Ranwood Wells is to be reassigned from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources to the Ministry of Transport and Local Government. The Honorable Frankie Campbell has moved from Transport and Local Government to Social Services and Urban Development. Now, the Honorable Michael Pintard is moving from Youth, Sports and Culture to the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, and the Honorable Lanisha Roll moves from Social Services and Urban Development to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. In other news, July 1st has come and gone, and the new VAT rate of 12% is now in effect. The hike in value-added tax has been the topic of optimism and frustrations for many throughout the country. Our ZNS News team spoke with the shoppers on Grand Bahama today about the 4.5% increase. Residents on Grand Bahama getting used to the idea of paying 12% in value-added tax. For these residents, they understand the reason for the increase and believe it is being done for the best interest of the country.
We know that, we have to, it's the people time, so we believe in the government to, do their job. If the economy needs to boost up, because it has to come from someplace, because we don't want it to affect the young generation coming up. So, we have to stand our ground and we trust in God.
I realize that because it's on my receipt here. Normally this item would cost me 12% less. Now it's 12% more. But, we got to live with it. We have to be able to, if we want our country to survive, if this is going to help our country, then let's go with it. It's hard on us, but we need to help our country survive.
I don't feel no weight about it because how I look at it, but the same God that took us, the Bahamian people, through the 7%, he's able to take us to the 12%. All you got to do is trust God. The VAT don't really matter. Just trust God.
Government only have money that comes from the citizens, and so we all have to pay our fair taxes when it comes to whatever the government is doing. And no one like to pay taxes, but we have to pay taxes in order that the country may survive.
But not everyone is sold on this idea. For these shoppers, they say 12% increase is a lot, especially given these tough economic times.
I don't believe they should have done that this time because, especially in Freeport, we down into a hole what we're trying to dig ourselves out. And they come doing this.
$100 now is only $80-something, and diabetic and stuff like that. So we don't know. We're going to have a lot of prayers.
For our children, we can even buy the fruit, the vegetable, the juice, the milk, the egg, because everything is too expensive. What next? I just want to know what is next. What could happen in this island? I am not agreed.
This is what you all vote for.
Yeah, that's the people time to spend money.
But some are of the view that the time has come for residents to recondition their minds and get used to the idea of paying 12% in tax increase.
Any growing country will have the increase. The Bahamian people need to understand that. The country cannot survive on just the little income and coming in, and we have to give out so much.
If you can't beat them, you join them.
When we complained at 7%, it didn't go down, so I already have my mindset that, it's going to be 12% whether we like it or not.
Well, over the weekend, consumers throughout the country braced themselves for the VAT hike from 7.5% to 12%. Many stores on Grand Bahama offered sales, and shoppers reportedly took full advantage of the savings ahead of the VAT increase. Now, come August 1st, there will be no VAT on bread basket items, which include butter, olive oil, coconut oil, mayonnaise, grits, rice, flour, milk, condensed milk, cream cheese, corned beef, baby food, bread, canned salmon, canned tuna, canned sardines, soup, soap, and laundry detergent. In other news, in just a matter of days, the Bahamas will celebrate 45 years as an independent nation. The festivities in honor of the occasion officially kicking off in West Grand Bahama this Sunday with a pre-independence ecumenical service at Central Zion Baptist Church in 8 Mile Walk.
The church was filled to capacity as residents turned out to give God thanks under the theme Celebrate Bahamas, We've Come This Far by Faith. On island for the occasion, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, the Honorable Halson Moultrie, a lawyer by profession, the Speaker noting the important words etched in the preamble of the Constitution, which states that no man, woman, or child of this nation should ever be slave or bondsman to anyone, or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation. He notes that while we have been independent for over 4 decades, there is still much, much more to be done for the advancement of Bahamians.
In my estimation, we have moved closer and closer to slavery because of our borrowing. We have to be able to stand on our own feet. We must begin to learn how to pay our own way. We must protect our borders and our sovereignty. This is our land, and I declare again today that no other human being should live better in the Bahamas than Bahamians.
Pastor of St. Cleveland Baptist Church in Freetown, Reverend Marcus Cooper, delivering the Independence Sermon. Cooper noting that this island nation has countless reasons to celebrate, from our simple freedoms to the many luxuries we enjoy. As many residents are still divided on the new 4.5% increase on VAT, Cooper says he is prophetically speaking an increase and blessings for the nation.
I want to prophetically speak to about 50 of you and declare that God is getting ready to flip the script. And what I mean by that is God is getting ready to do more with less. What you could not do before the increase of that, God will do it for you now and give you a but God testimony. This VAT increase did not catch God by surprise. And even before the announcement of the increase, God was working on your behalf. And can I tell you that this one is on God? And guess what? As VAT increases, you have also entered into a season of increase. Increased favor, increased resources, increased ability and creativity, increased influence and power, increased miracles, increased signs, increased wonders. You are about to see Jehovah Jireh in 3D.
Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, reminding residents that this is a time for reflection, and we must be grateful for the men and women who have fought for this country. As we continue to move forward as a nation, the parliamentarian says it is critical that residents put aside their differences and work together in the spirit of community and country.
We owe it to ourselves and our children to stand firm and together on issues that impact each and every one of us, knowing that when our neighbor hurts, so do we. And so today, I admonish all of us to look beyond what has divided us over time and look forward to what and who can bring us together. That being grace and mercy, both of which God issues in abundance, and leaders with a heart for people.
During the service, 30 unsung heroes were celebrated for their contributions to nation building. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Now, a similar service will begin at 7 p.m. tonight at St. Cleveland Baptist Church in Freetown. New leaders within the Ministry of Labor making an official visit to Grand Bahama. The new members of staff say improving Grand Bahama's job market is top on their agenda. Megan Shepard reports.
While on island, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labor, Cecilia Strawn, noting the recent announcement of new businesses and the expansion of existing ones here in Grand Bahama. She says that the ministry is looking forward to continued growth and more opportunities on this island.
And generally speaking, we are very hopeful for the improvements in the labor market in Grand Bahama. They anticipate that there'll be an announcement on the Alukaya Hotel within the next few weeks, and so we're just very hopeful and very looking forward to a a very productive and increased labor force in Grand Bahama.
John Pinder was recently appointed the new acting director of labor. The former BPSU president says that he is ready to work with staff here in Grand Bahama to enhance operations. He says that he knows that Grand Bahama is experiencing economically challenging times, and their main focus is to give residents the best opportunities.
There's a very good team in place here, and we just hope that we are able to, through our skills bank, as relates to us getting information from the labor on the blocks, and the other one that we intend to put on, to try as best as we can to ensure that Grand Bahamians have an opportunity to fill vacancies that exist by the major employers here in the Grand Bahama area, and where they lack skills or qualifications, we want to be able to ensure that we speak with the vocational institutions and the educational institutions to put on programs that people meet the requirements for employment in Grand Bahama. Our major concern is that we would be able to reduce the unemployment rate even further in Grand Bahama.
Assistant Director of Labor, Janet Russell, says she is thankful for this opportunity to make a difference.
Many persons out there know me as a social worker, and I work in the youth department dealing with a lot of youth unemployment. So I know I will be an asset here in the labor department, assisting those out there with employment and putting a dent in unemployment here in Grand Bahama. Many persons believe sometimes that the labor department, we are against employers and employees, but we're here to work with the two entities. We're here to make peace.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
As a child growing up, we sang about the Union Jack and we'll never let the old flag fall. I just sang because it was something that sort of a parrot form you were taught, but to me it had no significance. So once we became independent, it was just something that gave you a feeling of belonging because we can identify with what was around us.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
It's time to come on down. Now to the plant nursery at Dolly Madison. They're loaded with indoor and outdoor plants, fruit trees, landscaping plants, flowering plants, herbs, and more at the plant nursery at Dolly Madison. And if you need advice, the friendly, courteous staff at Dolly Madison is there to assist. And don't forget to pick up your soil, fertilizers, and other accessories. Don't wait. Come on down. Now.
The Bahamas is celebrating 45 years of independence. Under the theme, Celebrate Bahamas, we've come this far by faith. The All Abaco Independence Committee presents the official launch July 6th at 7 p.m. at the Sandy Point Ballpark. The Ecumenical Church Service July 8th at 3 p.m. at Full Gospel Assembly in Treasure Key. The Flag Raising and Cultural Extravaganza July 9th at 8 p.m. at the BAIC Park in Marsh Harbor. Entertainment includes the Royal Bahamas Police Force Marching and Pop Band, the New Entry Band, the Saxman, Cruise, Junk Canoe, and fireworks. Abaco, get ready to celebrate 45 years of independence.
Lucayan Medical Center provides services in family medicine, internal medicine, obstetrics, gynecology, surgery, pain management, psychiatry, audiology, podiatry, and dentistry. We offer laboratory, ECG, X-rays, ultrasound, CAT scans, and MRI scans. Also here, pharmacy, physiotherapy, fitness programs, and pre-employment medical screening. Skilled staff serve you with dignity and confidentiality. Visit Lucayan Medical Center for your healthcare needs.
Grand Bahama John West Shoe Store is still your #1 family shoe store for work, school, formal occasions, and play. We're stocked to the roof with all your favorite brands like Timberland, Reebok, Levi's, Vikings, from infants to men. Ladies, we've got your flats opened and closed, wedges and stilettos, and everything else in between. So, when your feet is calling for a new pair of shoes, John West Shoe Store. John West Shoe Store. We're going to take you there in style.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
A Bahamian writer and producer bringing his very first movie titled Ungrateful to Grand Bahama on Thursday evening. Cast members say they were pleased with the support of residents on this island.
Writer and director of the Ungrateful film, Dario Poitier, pleased with the support on Grand Bahama for the premiere of his film. The movie has been featured on 3 islands thus far, and Poitier says he feels that it is important to spread the film's message nationally and internationally.
I wanted to tell a story that anyone from any background can actually watch and completely relate to. I think the storyline in itself, it not just happens here in the Bahamas. I just wanted to write something that was simple, but still it touched home and it made you thinking and you just want to rethink some things, go back and fix some relationships that that may need to be touched.
One of the main characters, Sam, is played by Nathan Burrows. He says this process allowed him to tell a story that he is somewhat familiar with. He notes that residents are enjoying the fact that they too can relate with this topic.
Everyone's talking about how they appreciate that it's a authentic Bahamian movie, all Bahamian accent and straight up Bahamian storyline. Like nowadays, a lot of Bahamians get the opportunity to go off to school and try to better themselves and whatever their craft is that they'd like. And many of them don't return home. Many of them don't come home to see their family ever again. And so that's what this whole experience is all about,
Tamara Marie Sims plays the role of Miss Millie. She says this part started off a bit challenging, but overall, she enjoyed bringing the character to life.
And first a challenging one, but then it became awesome. As I got into it, it became a lot more easy. Playing an older lady because I am not that old. But it was a great experience being a part of the cast.
Sheree Sands took on the role of Robin, a character many love to hate. Sands says it was hard work preparing for the role, but it was all worth it as it was received so well by the audience.
It took us about 2.5 weeks to film the movie, and I'm actually in school in Texas, so I was learning lines while I was off to school. But Dario messaged me, told me, I need you to get this part down back, and I came with the expectancy of working hard, and it was great.
The movie Ungrateful will be in theaters in New Providence and Grand Bahama on August 10th. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation is preparing to kick off its annual signature cultural event, Gombe Summer Festival, every Thursday evening in July on Tino Beach. Manager of Groups and Events in Grand Bahama at the Ministry, Cindy Culmer, says the event, which usually attracts thousands each year, is expected to do the same this summer.
Each program is set to display the best Bahamian cuisine, arts, crafts, and entertainment. With the opening night of this year's festival being an official part of the island's national independence celebrations, attendees can look forward to an additional surprise celebrations with Kalik, while experience the conch and coconut demonstrations, nature walks, bush tea tasting, the ministry's signature people-to-people experiences, and live entertainment.
Now, the Gombe Summer Festival is designed to heighten visitor experience and increase visitor spending while driving economic growth. Elaine Smith, coordinator of groups and events at the ministry, says that there is also an exciting lineup planned for festival goers.
We will feature headline performances by D-Mac, Dyson Knight, Gino D, Elon Moxie, Veronica Bishop, Ira Storr and the Spang Band, Stilit, KB, the Grand Bahama District Police Pop Band, and more. So we encourage all residents from east to west to come out each Thursday in the month of July to support this exciting event.
Sounds like fun, and now it is time to ask the doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Marcus asked, when I go to the bathroom, every once in a while I see what looks like blood in my stool, but I have no pain. Is this something I should be worried about? Marcus, thanks for your question, which is related to an issue that is more common than you might think. Blood in the stool is caused by bleeding somewhere in your gastrointestinal tract. That's the system that digests and eliminates the food we eat. Bleeding from the lower portion of the GI tract, mainly most of the small intestines, colon, anus, and rectum, can show up in stool, and there are many people who visit doctors' offices or are admitted to the hospital each year to be treated for conditions related to bleeding. Hemorrhoids, which are enlarged veins in the anal area that can rupture and produce bright red blood, are the most common cause of lower GI bleeding. Anal fissures or tears in the lining of the anus can also cause bleeding and are often very painful. Other conditions like colon polyps, cancer of the colon or rectum, some intestinal infections, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis, which are inflammatory conditions, can all cause bleeding. Some of these can be serious. If you experience any bleeding while passing stool, please see a doctor right away. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. A check on sports is up next.
President Oscar Bennett, for his Prime Minister, he ushered independence, and he changed our flag, which is the Union Jack, to our Bahamian flag.
Be a part of the Downhome experience at Southfest on Saturday, July 7th from 3 p.m. until at St. Vincent de Paul School Grounds in Hunters.
Where do you go when you're looking for low prices and quality meats? You go to Mulligan's Meats and Spices, KMW Plaza, or Mulligan's Meat and Spices at the rear of the Britannia Mall on Luna Boulevard. New things are happening at Mulligan's Meats. They have everyday low prices on groceries, frozen foods, produce, dairy, health, and beauty care. Visit their meat department where beef, chicken, turkey, and mutton are cut right before your eyes. Mulligan's has everything you need, incredible service, and courteous staff. Mulligan's providing quality products at great prices.
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamas Air, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried book my ticket online with them ferry them. So complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick to Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags, your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers, dollar, thrifty, Hertz, and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
When you need a warm, filling meal, head to KFC for a hot, juicy, flaky chicken pot pie. Individual sized, freshly baked, chunky chicken pot pie loaded with tender pieces of delicious KFC chicken, green peas, hearty carrots, potatoes, and a thick and savory home-style sauce. Covered with a golden crust. Chicken pot pie. Available at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Topping sports, the Grand Bahama Flag Football League concluded their playoff semifinals at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex on Sunday. In the first game of the ladies division, the Grand Central Kickers defeated the Lady Piranhas 6-0. The Sawyer's Lady Enforcers took down the In-Style Divas to the score of 6-0 as well. In men's play, the Borco Oilers 14 versus Royalty and Respect Rock Boys. The score there is 18. Grandmama Power Chargers defeated the Freeport Cantina Port Stackers. The score 22-2, and the championship games are set for July 15th at the Grandmama Sports Complex. The Grand Central's Kickers will face the Lady Enforcers in a rematch of last year's finals, while the Royalty and Respect Rock Boys will take on GB Power Stalkers. And that is a quick check on sports.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only two types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
Dr. Love, you look worried today.
Belinda, you know I have 2 more rooms to complete. Now, if I've been from 7 to 12%, how in the world am I supposed to do this?
Here at Island Bedding, we know things have been pretty thin for the past few years.
You think?
15 years, Island Bedding has been keeping Bahamians shopping at home by providing quality products at affordable prices.
Belinda, Island Bedding prices is good. It is really, really good. Your price is going to increase also to 12%. Just saying, Belinda.
Nah, Dr. Love, look here. Seeing is believing. With the upcoming change in VAT to 12%, we have adjusted too to keep our products affordable. And we did it too.
Now listen here, Island Bedding have done it again, kicking up a whole notch.
Now you know you're getting value for your dollar.
Visit our showroom today on Queens Highway.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. One-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Science Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Science Center.
And this one goes out to you, Bernard McKinney. Hope you're having a wonderful day. That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Cabinet changes take effect this week. Coming up, who has been moved to where? Also ahead, what a fatal weekend blast will mean for a local water tour business. And the accused murderers of 2 brothers head to court today. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Changes to the makeup of the government take place this week, 1 year into the Minnis administration. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. The Cabinet Office confirmed today that the Prime Minister has advised Her Excellency the Governor General to reallocate the portfolios of Ministers Renwood Wells, Frankie Campbell, Michael Pintard, and Lanisha Roll. We get full details tonight from our Beverly Curry.
The Honorable Renwood Wells has been reassigned from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources to the Ministry of Transport and Local Government. The Honorable Frankie Campbell leaves the Ministry of Transport and Local Government and is now the new Minister of Social Services and Urban Development. The Honorable Michael Pintard is transferred from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture to the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. And the Honorable Lanisha Roll leaves the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development and goes to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. The Prime Minister has also advised Her Excellency the Governor-General to effect the following transfers of permanent secretaries and acting permanent secretary. Mrs. Lorraine Simonet Ambrister, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Transport and Local Government, will move to the Ministry of Education. Mrs. Nicole Campbell, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, now goes to the Office of the Prime Minister. Ms. Shirley Smith, Permanent Secretary, Urban Renewal Commission in the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development, to be moved to the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development. Mr. Jack Thompson, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, will now go to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. Ms. Elise Delancey, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Service and National Insurance, will now head the newly formed Public Service Modernization Unit. And Mrs. Donella Bodie, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, will now go to the Ministry of Public Service and National Insurance. The Cabinet Office also announces that Acting Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Cora Bain Colebrook, in the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development, will be transferred to the Ministry of Transport and Local Government. Beverly Curry, ZNS Network News.
Well, there are some other changes which will affect senior officers within the government. Our Betty Thompson-Moss has that.
Those cabinet changes will be the first major adjustments in the Free National Movement government since it took office in 2017. The 18-member team is expected to see a broad transfer of duties, which will affect other parts of government.
I'll be transferring individuals, and the Cabinet Office will release a statement this evening. There'll be quite a number of Cabinet Ministers who would be relocated to other ministries, and quite a number of Permanent Secretaries who would be relocated to other ministries.
Now, while the Prime Minister is not referring to the ministerial postings as a reshuffle, he explains the reasoning behind the changes.
It gives individuals exposures and experience in all the different ministries. That's why I don't have any ministry. I have no ministry, so I can look at all and learn about all. Ministers would be moved as I think is necessary.
The Prime Minister notes that this does not indicate a lack of confidence in any of his ministries.
I have not lost faith in any cabinet minister. I think they've done very well. And I'm certain that they would carry that skill to whichever ministry they move to. My cabinet ministers have performed exceptionally well, and I'm sure they will continue to perform exceptionally well.
Regarding the two parliamentary secretaries, Travis Robinson and Vaughan Miller, who were removed after they voted against the VAT increase, the Prime Minister said they will not be replaced.
We are now trying to balance a budget. That's a savings of $90,000. Every great oak tree was once a nut, so we start small and build big.
Now, in addition to cabinet changes, the Prime Minister also announced a new unit in his office and the goals of that department.
We have a policy. We have stated that no one over 65 will be rehired. We must make way for the young people. 60% of our population is less than 35 years old. We must make plans and make way for them. We've commenced a program where we would review and look at all the various different ministries, see where the shortfalls are.
The mandate of the new unit will also help to transform the public service and the entire government system. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.
A major move has been made to help reduce unemployment. The Department of Labor, which has attracted thousands of job seekers, now has a center up and running to better connect those individuals with job prospects. Officials see it as modern and innovative in addressing one of the most critical situations facing the country. Here again is Betty Thompson-Moss.
The one-stop shop is being viewed as a revolutionary move in linking job seekers and employers as the country grapples with unemployment. The link will bring together both parties in a unique way with information sharing and timely response to available jobs in the market and interview scheduling. Officially opening the center at the Department of Labor, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis applauded the initiative and its potential.
I am very pleased that the Ministry of Labor, through the Department of Labor, is able to provide such a cutting-edge service to the Bahamian people. I encourage the business community to utilize this valuable service as they seek to fill positions in their respective enterprises. I encourage Bahamians to register with the Department of Labor's Skills Data Bank. The dedicated goal of the Public Employment Services Unit and the One-Stop Service Center is to find jobs for each and every Bahamian.
Now, the Minister of Labor explains how this department will operate and the impact it is likely to have on those persons seeking jobs across this country.
The use of modern-day technology will be able to connect employers with job seekers instantly. I strongly believe that this launch here today is a testimony to our government's commitment to assisting Bahamians to find jobs and hence better their lives. Job creation continues to be the #1 priority of the Minnis-led government, and we are committed more than ever to reducing unemployment and to achieving our employment goals.
The program is being made available through a multi-million-dollar project with the Inter-American Development Bank. Chief of Operations Michael Nelson on further gains for the Bahamas.
The PES unit can be viewed as a nexus where public and private sectors meet, coordinate, and innovate for the benefit of all Bahamians and the growth of your sovereign economy.
The economic benefits will be felt in various parts of the country as one-stop shop centers will also be established in Grand Bahama, Abaco, Andros, Exuma, and Eleuthera. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.
Well, this week marked the start of the value-added tax increase. The 12% came into effect yesterday, July 1st. Tonight, Bahamians react to its implementation now that the proposal is reality.
The wheels of commerce continue to turn at the country's inter-island docking hub, Potter's Key. We found East Street Central Food Store employee Marcus Storr crunching the numbers as he saw off a shipment to the Berry Islands on day 2 of the VAT hike to 12%.
People need to eat. Don't care how you look at it. Yeah, I mean, you know, they need to eat, and so they're gonna get what they need to get. I think basically what is gonna happen, they're gonna get what they really need than to get anything, extra. So life gotta go on, baby.
Elsewhere, Bahamians still expressed mixed reactions to the increase, resisting, accepting, or adjusting to the change the government reasoned was necessary to offset debt and balance the budget.
With VAT, if that is what the country needs, but I will also say at this time, I don't think that it's feasible to go that extremely high.
I have to cut back on my spending. That's for sure. I can't get the same things I used to be able to get.
Me having 3 kids right now is a strain. We're being taxed and we're not seeing anything back in return. Okay? To help us through the year. You know, so y'all should think about that.
But the impact depends on who you ask.
As a business, I benefit that I can always write off my VAT. I can claim back against it. But as a consumer, I recognize that there's an additional cost, so that's less spending money. So for me, I have mixed feelings about VAT.
Maybe for consumer, but for us, no.
Okay.
But for the regular spending, for me, it's not much different. Really, the 5% is Small.
It's early days yet to feel the real impact, but this woman has chosen not to be led by either argument.
I was in the food store. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bahama Islands. Only so much you could buy in a day. I had to ask the people, is a storm traveling? Because if you buy all this food today, in the next 3 weeks, all of that food is gone, you're still gonna end up paying the 12%. The government feel as if they know what they're doing, well, so be it. I know where all of my help comes from, and I will say this loud and clear. Bahama Islands, look into the hills, where comes your help? Your help comes from the maker of heaven and earth.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Is tonight the annual Caribbean Heads of Government meeting being held in Jamaica this week. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis leaves the capital tomorrow. Altaviz Munnings is in Jamaica and has this preview.
Our news team is a part of the Bahamas' advanced delegation arriving to Montego Bay, Jamaica this afternoon to cover this week's annual CARICOM Heads of Government meeting that will be held at the Montego Bay Convention Center later this week. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis is expected to arrive here in Montego Bay tomorrow morning. He will be accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, as well as other senior government officials. Now, the Prime Minister won't be only confined to the CARICOM Heads of Government meetings when he arrives here in Jamaica. He's expected to visit the Caribbean Court of Justice. They will hold an event here this week. Also, the Prime Minister is expected to have a meeting with Jamaica's Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness. They will be discussing matters of mutual interest. Now, upon Prime Minister Minnis' arrival here to Montego Bay, he will have a reception here at the Hyatt Zilara Resort with all the Bahamians living here in Jamaica. He's expected to have a meet and greet reception right here tomorrow evening. Now, some of the matters that will be discussed at this week's CARICOM Heads of Government meeting include security and crime, mitigation, disaster preparedness, as well as marijuana. The subject of marijuana was discussed by Prime Minister Holness during last year's CARICOM Heads of Government meeting that was held in Grenada. We encourage you to stay tuned to the ZNS Network for all stories from Jamaica this week on the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting. Reporting from the Hyatt Zilara Resort in Montego Bay, Jamaica, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come tonight, several young men hauled before the courts to face murder charges today. And with the discovery of a woman's body last night, police have another murder investigation on their hands. Those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues. You're watching your news leader.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanshawn to his prom.
KFC got the big deal meal, freshly handmade every day for real. Made fresh every day? What I said, what you take? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
Now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there. To ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world, we cover every island, rock, and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
Available at Jimmy's Liquor Store or your favorite restaurant or liquor stores throughout the Bahamas.
Color is very important to the world that we live in, and it is such a big part of our Bahamian culture. At the Paint Place, we are inspired by color because color brings life to all that we see. Can you imagine seeing the Abaco parrot in black and white, or a gray flamingo? Even though the Bahamas is separated by water, we can all appreciate and celebrate our love for color. Take advantage of our independent sale going on now at The Paint Place. The Paint Place, when you want to paint it right the first time.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Transport officials have given an update on that boating accident in Exuma which killed an American visitor and injured several others. There was a press conference today with the Minister of Transport explaining what happened and what the repercussions have been. Here's LaDon Davis.
Minister of Transport, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, updating the media on that boating accident in Exuma that claimed the life of American visitor Malika Jackson over the weekend.
According to reports received by the Port Department, there was an explosion on board a vessel carrying 12 persons, including 10 American nationals and 2 Bahamians, on a tour en route from Smith Creek, Stewart Manor. The tour was to cover 3 keys, including the key featuring the popular Swimming Pigs attraction. The vessel exploded less than 1 mile from Smith's Creek. Subsequent to the explosion, 1 American female was pronounced dead, and 6 persons were airlifted by ambulance to New Providence. Captain Cyril Morley, registered port inspector and surveyor, traveled with the police out of New Providence to begin investigations into this matter. He was assisted in Exuma by officials from the office there. The public is hereby informed that the vessel was operated by a Bahamian registered company, 4 Seas Adventure.
Additionally, Minister Campbell and Acting Port Controller Commander Raymond King talked about the process for inspecting boating vessels, particularly those that are home-built.
But I know that those home-built boats have been around for some time. I worked in Exuma in the early 90s as a police officer, and from back then, the Smith family have been involved in building boats. To my knowledge and recollection, this is the first accident of this kind. I don't want to speculate that the accident is the result of the fact that the boat was home built.
The images would have revealed, and if you looked at those images, that the engines were unaffected as a part of what may have caused the explosion. But I wish not to speculate on what may have happened, but just to reassure the public that the Port Department will use all of its resources in collaborative efforts with the Bahamas Maritime Authority to find out the cause and to take responsive actions to prevent any future occurrence.
Tour operating company over in Exuma has been suspended pending the investigation. LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
This statement in late this afternoon from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The public is advised that today the Privy Council allowed an appeal by Stephen Rommel, Di Stubbs, Andrew Davis, and Clinton Evans. The matter was remitted to the Court of Appeal for a rehearing before a differently constituted panel of justices of the Court of Appeal. The appellants remain in lawful custody at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Meantime, the police wasting no time pressing charges. Kevin Cambridge and Julian Stewart appeared in court today in connection with the rape of 2 tourists a few days ago. Court papers allege that between June 27th and 28th, Cambridge and Stewart allegedly raped 2 female visitors ages 15 and 17 in Harbor Island, Eleuthera. They were not required to enter pleas to the charges. Bail was denied and they've been remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. They're due back in court in September for service of voluntary bill of indictment papers. Police investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a woman found this morning. She's been identified as 25-year-old Korea Erica Musgrove of Watland Street, Coconut Grove. Musgrove's body was found off Cowpen Road on Sunday evening. Police were alerted to the discovery. Press Liaison Officer Superintendent Shanton Knowles on the early investigation.
Shortly after 6 p.m. we received information that the body of a female was found in a farm on Cowpen Road just east of the Bonefish Pond. Officers responded to this location and confirmed that information. We were able to speak with a farm laborer who told us that he was cleaning this farm when he came across the body of a woman.
Well, this discovery came just a few hours ago. Now, according to police, the discovery came after a shooting incident that left 1 man hospitalized and a woman missing. Reports are that shortly before 10 o'clock Saturday night, a woman and a man were in a car outside a home on Pete Street in Pastel Gardens when a man who was sitting in the rear of the vehicle took out a firearm and shot both of them. The injured male escaped and sought help while the suspect drove off in the car with the female still inside. Police are working to identify the victim and invite family members to the Rand lab to help identify the body. Well, a number of young men arraigned before the magistrate's court today in connection with 7 recent homicides. Fern Carey has this wrap-up.
25-year-old Mackenzie Sealer and 24-year-old Jerome Tinville are accused of killing brothers Malik and Delano Cartwright back on June 9th. The siblings were gunned down inside a barber shop on Jerome Avenue. Police are also holding the duo responsible for the death of clothing store employee Anthony Thompson, which occurred on June 17th at Faith Avenue South. Thompson was fatally shot after a struggle ensued between him and an armed gunman. The court still wasn't finished, charging Sealer and Tinville with the murder and armed robbery of Robert Smith Jr. back on May 24th. Police say 2 men broke into Smith's home and shot him before running away. Smith was taken to hospital where he later died. Tinville was also charged separately with possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Also facing a murder charge, 30-year-old Matthew Knowles. He's accused of killing security guard Errol Williams. Williams was shot in his car during the early morning hours at A. F. Adderley High School back on June 12th. Meanwhile, Mackenzie Sealer and Philano Meadows were formally charged with killing Anthony Bryce on June 11th at Step Street, Fox Hill. And Christian Meadows and Philano Williams were arraigned for the murder of Donovan Hannah. Bail was denied for all defendants and they were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. All of their cases have been adjourned. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm LaDawn Davis. The Ministry of Labor launching the much-anticipated state-of-the-art Public Employment Services One-Stop Service Center on Monday. It's component 2 of the Inter-American Development Bank's Citizen Security and Justice Program. The program has been in planning for months and will bring relief to hundreds of young Bahamians seeking employment opportunities. Job creation continues to be a top priority for the government, and they are committed to reducing the double-digit unemployment figures in this country. In other business news, the Bahamas National Culinary Team was selected as the region's best for 2018 as they secured numerous gold, silver, and bronze awards at the Taste of the Caribbean competition. Apart from winning the coveted Caribbean National Team of the Year, Chef Jamal Small was selected as the Caribbean Chef of the Year and inducted into the Hall of Fame, the highest possible ranking. The Bahamas became the first team in the event's history to win these awards. And in international business news, Toys R Us closed its last U.S. stores recently. It's the end of a chain known to generations of children and their parents for its sprawling stores, brightly colored logo, and Jeffrey the Giraffe mascot. The company, which also owned the Babies R Us chain, was hobbled by $5 billion in debt after a buyout that left it unable to invest. More than 30,000 joined the unemployment line in the United States due to that closure. And this has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Ladon Davis.
After 4 successful bowl games, the Bahamas Bowl is gearing up to have its 5th annual bowl this December, and everyone's excited to show why, once again, bowl games are better in the Bahamas.
The beautiful thing about it is that we're getting ready to celebrate our 5th anniversary game, and you know, the old saying is that the bowl games are better in the Bahamas. So people love coming to Nassau. They love coming to the Bahamas. The culture, the food, the music, and most of all, the people. Very warm and know how to treat tourists very, very well. And the word of mouth on this bowl game is tremendous.
The economic impact of the Bahamas Bowl has been tremendous. ESPN events, sponsors, and travelers have spent over $23.8 million and plan on contributing even more in the future.
It gives me great pride to report that the Bahamas Bowl over the past 4 consecutive years has been a resounding success. The strategic partnership between the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, Bahamas Bowl organizers, and media giant ESPN has produced quantifiable results for our country's economy. A total of more than 9,000 persons have traveled to the Bahamas expressly for the bowl over the past 4 years.
The 5th annual Bahamas Bowl game will kick off at 12:30 p.m. on Friday, December 21st at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You don't want to miss it. It's the perfect mix of sun, sand, and football. This is Danielle Bodie for Tourism Today.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
What is a promise? A promise fulfilled can mean so much. A bond, a commitment, a vow. It's a yes in a world of maybes. We made a promise to you, and we delivered. Our super-fast LTE network is now on every island. And every day we invest in local communities and technology so we can deliver the best of everything to you. Our promise is our guarantee. And now we promise our best is yet to come. Alive, believe in best.
The Home Gallery, formerly the Sleep Gallery. We're still the home of Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper Mattress, and so much more. We now carry an exquisite selection of fine linens, comforter, duvets, bath towels, rugs, and a wide assortment of home accessories. Everything you need to beautify your bed, bath, and home. You have to see it to believe it. The Home Gallery, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cable Beach Shopping Plaza, Westridge.
Also now open at Harbor Bay.
Little General's on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little General's has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little General's. Little General's also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little General's today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
A Divine Design on Bay Street celebrates our country's 45th birthday from now until Saturday, July 14th with a store-wide sale of up to 65%. Save an additional 10% discount on all our Independence colors, including our beautiful interchangeable beaded gemstone and pearl necklaces, along with our unique clasps in every color, shape, and size. Divine Design wishes you the happiest Independence Day. So visit us on Bay Street and save up to 65% with an additional 10%. Phone 323-2900.
I'm a senior citizen and I embrace change. That's why RBC Digital Banking is the way to go. I can sit at home and pay all my utility bills, send money to someone else, pay my Visa card. It's simple, safe, secure, and it saves you quality time. I'm Beverly Wallace Whitfield and I enjoy being an RBC Digital Banking client.
All right, it's time now for a check of your weather. And Basil, I thought it was hot last week. We must have reached a new high since July rolled in.
Well, perhaps the highest temperature for the year, but we're still below the normal for this time of the year. The normal temperature for July is 90 degrees today. The mercury column capped off at 88 degrees, so we're just 2 degrees shy than normal. So we're not seeing any real hot temperatures yet, but I can assure you they are on the way. And right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Violence, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 88's in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll, Key in Abaco, also Marshall, Abaco at 88 degrees. The Barry Islands 84, Alistown, Bimini 84, 84 also here in the capital. Harbor Island, Eleuthera 82, 82 in Roxanne, Eleuthera, Otterstown, Cat Island 81. Stanley Key in the Exuma chain at 84, 84 is also in Kemp Space on Andros and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. San Salvador and Rumkey 81, 82 degrees in Georgetown. Exuma 82 is also in Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, and Ragged Island. Matthewtown, Inagua 83, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwestern Islands, we have a northeast component. Speeds around 10 to 15 knots in the wave, fights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, you can expect your high tide at 10:38 tonight. For the central Bahamas, the winds are light and variable with flat seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. In the southeast Bahamas, a southeast flow at 10 to 15, and the wave fights 2 to 4 feet. Tomorrow, for all areas, the winds are going to be light and variable. High tide 11:06 in the morning, low tide at 5:06 in the afternoon. On Wednesday, in the northwest and central islands, the winds will pick up just a bit, southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave fights 2 to 4 feet. High tide 11:52 in the morning, low tide at 5:55 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas on Wednesday, wind southeast 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights increasing 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
You gone to a party, come back with a hickey. You say mosquito, do that. Punchita, that ain't no mosquito. It was something bigger, girl, like smell a rat. Something just ain't right. That ain't no mosquito bite. Something just ain't right. Why you acting so uptight?
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 25 minutes.
Welcome to Tishful Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Scleroderma is a chronic or ongoing disease that affects the skin and may also affect internal organs in some people. Scleroderma causes the body to produce too much collagen. Collagen is a protein that makes up connective tissues such as in the skin. Too much collagen can make the skin stretch, harden, and thicken, and can also cause damage to internal organs such as the heart, lungs, and kidneys. There are two types of scleroderma, localized and systemic. Localized scleroderma affects the skin only. Systemic scleroderma affects joints, blood vessels, and internal organs as well as the skin. Anyone can have scleroderma, but women are more likely to develop it. Symptoms may start with reddish patches of skin that thicken into hardened, oval-shaped areas. Patches usually appear on the chest, stomach, and back, but can also affect the face, arms, and legs. In children, scleroderma may begin as a single line or band of skin that thickens and changes in color. Doctors don't know what causes scleroderma. It is an autoimmune disease. Normally, antibodies produced by the immune system help to protect the body against viruses, bacteria, and other foreign substances. If you have an autoimmune disease, your immune system produces antibodies that attack your body's tissues and/or organs. To learn more about scleroderma, ask your doctor or consult a dermatologist. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Bahamas Diamond Trivia Challenge. Question number 3. What is the third largest island in the Bahamas?
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan, and the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
A flat screen or a fishing excursion, a gas grill or a GoPro. Win these great gifts for your dad. Just buy Gillette razors and shave products and enter at Pritchard's for your chance to win.
Catch the Janae's annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Get up to 20% off all school items in stock. Yes, all school items. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts in a variety of colors. character towels, raincoats, and umbrellas. Get up to 75% off wedding and formal wear. Shop early and don't miss out on the Janae's Chesapeake Road big annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Beat the rush and save, save. Catch the Janae's annual sale now.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day.
So how does this happen? We have Mickey Mouse, the guy from Frozen, and apparently one of the Ninja Turtles. Yes, we are at summer vacation. So Toysa, what a great day you've put together here once again.
Listen, Cobble, it's all for a good cause. Of course, you know, we want to do our part with actually keeping our national parks. So BTC came up with this great idea of just doing a summer version of jollification, which we call summerfication. And guys, you can see from around, we have a kiddie corner. We have persons you can actually drop your kids off. We have an adult lounge in the back. And of course, you know, we have food, craft vendors. And of course, we have our very own pop-up shop. So we have any products and services that we would have walked into our store to find. You can actually find it out here at Summerfication.
A partnership with a company like BTC, I mean, there isn't more that an organization would want than to be able to partner with BTC. BTC has a proven corporate responsibility. They support so many things, youth, sports, and now the environment. And so yes, this is a significant partnership that we really greatly appreciate.
Who knew that you did not have to wait until the winter just to have some fun at the BNT? Summer vacation is the official kickoff of summer. I'm Corval Piper, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50, car mat sets from $8.45, and seat covers from $34.44. Wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53, pressure washers from $162. For the month of July, all radiators and Napa water pumps are 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
Hey! Long time no see.
You hear me?
Long time no see.
Boiled fish, stew conch. I love it all.
Tourists come here to take our tours, experience our sun, sand, and sea, and they also spend money around town.
I used to see a bunch of hogfish around here, but nowadays I hardly see any.
You protect one area, the fish do their thing, make a bunch of babies that spread all over the sea. What's the problem?
If we protect certain parts of our sea,
it keeps all parts working right.
I was against that phase, but knowing what I know now, I totally agree with having marine protected areas.
I support marine protected areas.
We support marine protected areas.
Look for Bahamas Protected on Facebook.
Sign the petition.
Sign the petition.
Pantene has a collection for every hair type. And now when you buy any 2 Pantene products, you can enter at Pritchard's to win up to $1,000 cash. Try Pantene for your chance to win.
If you love seafood, it has to be fresh. Nobody understands this better than Geneva Brass Seafood. Yes, we're back for your wholesale or retail supply of fresh conch, lobster, grouper, jack, snappers, whatever. Geneva Brass Seafood, Eden Street off Arrington Road. Call 422-5349 or 803-5153. Geneva Brass Seafood open 7 days a week. Say you heard this ad on radio for your 474 coupon and get 5% off store-wide. Geneva Brass Seafood. It couldn't be more fresh unless you go and and get it yourself.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our men's national basketball team closing out the first round of FIBA World Cup qualifiers tonight in Santo Domingo against the Dominican Republic. Former Western Kentucky center Dwight Colby has been selected to the initial roster for the New Orleans Pelicans Summer League team, meaning he will not suit up. The Bahamas will also be without the services of point guard Lou Rawls Tum Tum Nairn, who had to return to the U.S. for some prior commitments, and L.J. Rose. He's also out with an injury. The Bahamas enters at 0-5 and has been eliminated from moving on to the next round of qualifiers, but head coach Mario Boleg says they don't plan to let that affect them on the court.
We're still approaching this game as any other game as in the World Cup qualifiers, if, our chances are still there. One thing is always important that you finish strong, because you never know what's going to happen with the other teams and their financial position being able to move on. We got to keep pushing, because anything can happen, and we want to make sure that we continue presenting our style of play and level of play and performance at the best we can, so that if for some strange reason one country is unable to move on, that we be able to get the invite based on us being the next best team out there. We have nothing to lose, so we're going to go there and just give it all we got and try to finish this qualifier strong and get ready for the second round of the B level to come back up to A.
The Rockstar Tour continues for DeAndre Ayton, who threw out the first pitch at the Arizona Diamondbacks game yesterday. Ayton returns to the basketball court on Friday when the Phoenix Suns open the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas, the same venue where Colby and the Pelicans are playing. And running at the C.I. Gibson Gym, and these kids know a lot about the game. The big story in sports after last night is, of course, the LeBron James trade to the Los Angeles Lakers, and here's what the youngsters have to say.
I think it's better because when he was on, this finals wasn't really his best finals, and there wasn't like that much help. Like how Kyrie used to be on the team, he had help, but now he didn't have that much help. But if he goes to the Lakers, he'll have like more help, and he could succeed more than being on the Cavs.
I used to like him when he used to be in the Cavs, but I don't think he's good for the Lakers.
It's a good idea to go to the Lakers, to team up with the Lakers, because they need help on the Cleveland. When they went to the finals, they kept losing.
He has a better chance to team up with Lonzo Ball, and they could work together like that. They just need to get used to each other.
I ain't really sure with that, but I just want to say Lakers make it to the final.
The Junkanoo Bowl taking center stage this week here in the 242. We get an update from Charles Fisher.
Yes, good evening, Johnny. Tennis action started swinging here this morning at the National Tennis Center. Some 75 youngsters representing more than 15 countries are taking part in this year's tournament. And as usual, Mickey Williams is the tournament director. He says the numbers are a little bit down this year.
And it's not just here. This seems to be a trend in the region over the last year or two. We're not quite sure why, but particularly among the girls, the participation is down. Normally we would have probably 100 kids here. This year we didn't have a girls qualifying at all, and the main draw even wasn't full. Boys were full, the qualifying fairly small.
With that in mind, competition will be ace.
Some of them are veterans of the circuit. The higher ranked players have obviously played lots of these events. Some others this is their first tournament, first international tournament, first ITF tournament, so they're just getting into the swing of things. So while some of them will be very well known, others are unknowns. And some of them, in fact, even though they haven't played very many ITF tournaments, they played a lot of USTA events in the States, and so they're better players than their ranking or lack of ranking would suggest. Mm-hmm. And so we sometimes get some upsets on paper where you have an unranked player beating a ranked player.
Acceptance is based on rankings.
Once the entry deadline passes, the players with the best rankings go automatically into main draw, and then the others go and have to play qualifying. And so the players who are obviously coming in for the first time will be at the bottom of that qualifying list, and then they play for 4 spots into the main draw, and then they get a chance to play against the big boys, so to speak. Mm-hmm. As far as the seeding is concerned, obviously the higher ranked players get the top seedings, and in a draw of 32, which is what we have here, we have 8 seeds.
At the National Tennis Center, where I am encouraging all Bahamians to come on down sometime this week and cheer on these youngsters. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Still talking tennis, Team Bahamas gearing up for Fed Cup action July 18th through the 21st in Ecuador. The team will be made up of Larica Russell, Carrie Cartwright, Danielle Thompson, and Simone Barat.
We expect to go to Fed Cup and play extremely well because the ladies are playing really well. We've been working very hard, so we're just excited to go there and compete. Mm-hmm. And I think we really have a good chance because we have great depth, and I'm very excited to see how we do.
I definitely think this particular team get the job done. We've been together before, and we won it. Last time us 4 were together. We won it in El Salvador. I don't remember which year it was, but we won it and we moved up to Group 1. So I really think that we can do well.
I'm excited this year. You know, us 4, we played before in, I think, 2013 in El Salvador. So it's excited to have a team again that you're used to playing with and being successful last time we went together. So I'm excited for the outcome this year when we go.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
The quickest way to double your money is to fold it in half and put it back in your pocket. Or you could head to Super Value and Quality Supermarkets for great savings like Hunt's Barbecue Sauces, 18-ounce size 2 for $3. Center Cut Pork Roast and Chops, $1.99 per pound. Hunt's Ketchup, 35-ounce bottle, $1.89. Value Time Towels, 1 roll, 99 cents. Red Seedless Grapes, $2.99 per pound. Carolina Pride Turkey Breast, 8-ounce, $3.69. Save more at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Life is filled with choices. Every choice we make has a consequence. Whether big or small, financial choices have more lasting consequences than most. When we make sound financial choices, we improve our relationship with money and set ourselves up for financial success. Visit GetMoneySmartBahamas.com and learn how to get money smart today.
Good day, ladies. Your results are in. The symptoms that you were experiencing, the involuntary muscle action and the spontanostic movements, they are all caused by a rare condition called the jive.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
We start with a yes, but when life takes unexpected turns, you can still say yes to more. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card gives you points with every purchase that you can use to travel anywhere. Fly on any airline, anywhere, and anytime, with no blackout dates. Plus, with just 20,000 Scotia points, you can say yes to destinations. With Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card, it's easier to say yes to everything. Apply today.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
Need insurance for your valuables? Shield Insurance is the answer for you, offering friendly, professional service at competitive prices. Our experienced staff at Shield Insurance work hard to ensure that you get the right coverage for your car, home, or business. Now introducing our new premium financing program, designed to make it easier for government workers and employees of approved businesses to receive car and home insurance. Visit Shield Insurance on Thompson Boulevard or call 356-7202.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red jeans, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we get you started in the tropics, and the tropics remains very quiet. We have those strong upper level winds, which are keeping the lid on things, and coupled with that, we have this African dust, which is migrating all the way towards the west, and that too served to keep a damper on tropical cyclone development. On the home front, though, we have this upper level low that is spinning out there in the Atlantic, and trailing out of that is a troughing right across the northwest Bahamas. That trough will produce pockets of showers and thunderstorms over the northwest Bahamas right into Thursday, and they will be an off and on nature, so you'll get them in pockets, as we said. Tonight, though, we're looking at partly cloudy conditions here in the capital with a shower or two developing late and low temperature getting down to 76 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny and hot again, very humid pop-up showers in the forecast, particularly during the morning hours, and things should mellow out quite nicely in the afternoon for you. The 7-day forecast is looking like this, a couple of showers into Wednesday. Even on Thursday morning, we can get a shower or two, but thereafter we expect some nice clearing heading into the weekend once again, and it looks as though we're going to finally see some 90s by the middle of the weekend. That is kind of normal for this time of the year. Right now, we're running about 2 degrees below normal.
You know, you can't satisfy Bahamians. We complain about the cold, and we complain about the heat, right?
I think what has happened, we have become accustomed to artificial cooling, and hence we have grown a low tolerance for what is normal summer temperatures.
All right. Stay inside and keep those air conditions running. That does it for us in the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, thanks so much for looking in. Have a good night.
Good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This program is made possible by the sponsor.